with our heart, well, that's what other things. And that's just about it. The first group, by the way, present, that's why I don't have a formal presentation, so questions?
So why did a bunch of engineers decide to buy property?
That's an excellent question.
It's got a good mind.
Excellent question. We're, for Neighbor Research Laboratories, we're doing a special mission. As you probably been following the paper over the last 4 or 5 years, we have a water crisis in the United States. That water crisis is a lot bigger than people really realize. When you get into military planning for risk management, our government is really set up, and it has its own risk management plan that's been put together back in 1957 by General Bill Hilton. And that plan was for an era, a different time, a different era. And we have 823 reserves, diesel reserves across the country that will keep us operating if we have to shut our borders down for 3 to 4 months. But we have 0 water reserves across the country. So we've been going around systematically looking at different regions for where the massive water sources are. It just happens to be the Baker River, that whole valley there from Waterville all the way across, is the largest source of water. On Tenny Mountain, we have 12.5 million gallons a day of surface water. I don't know if everybody remembers, everybody used to complain there's not enough water to make snow. There just wasn't run to the right place. Now we have too much water. We have an engineered reservoir there that we fixed, 6.5 million gallons, and we catch about 2 million gallons a day right off the bat now, since we corrected it. So snowmaking is not an issue. We bought the property for the water resources and the mineral that are on the property as well. There's lots of gold on the property, there's lots of mica. Mica is the new hot element for making solar technology for the military, enriched petroleum. So we bought it for a totally different purpose. However, due to public pressure, and when we took another look, we saw that we could do a lot of stuff in the commercial market that we feel we do a really good return from the business model.
So are you using any alternative energy for powering?
Today we're not, tomorrow we will be. We have beautiful windows. We have 47 windows. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You know, usually at the top of the mountain, you know, the wind is blowing.
We have 47 windows on between Groton, Hebrew, and Plymouth, across that range. And there's a lot of people that don't like those windows. And because the public was deceived when we put it in, all the energy gets made was the camera. We're trying to purchase a couple of them to run our mountain, but we have other technologies we'll be introducing that we'll be practicing on the mountain for the next couple of years. And some of the systems that we're going to be introducing right away, which we do on shipboard systems, are energy recovery systems. All that energy you use to push water up the mountain, a lot of it comes back to the turn side, and guess what? It just dumps back into the lake. And almost 2/3 to 40% of that water. So you spend all this money to push it up there, and then 40% comes back. We have micro-hydroelectric technology that we just stick on there, recapture that energy, and it goes back into the electrical system. So those are technologies we can get going right away, like next year.
Are you guys part of the group that made the snowmaking breakthroughs a couple years ago? Or are you making snow in warm weather?
No, that's Snow Magic. They are part of the guys that actually still live up there, and they're actually looking at some technologies that we have for making snow. We have, when we all went to school, we learned that there's no such thing as duplicate snowflakes. On the military, we actually reproduced the exact same crystal structure over and over again. We had to learn how to do that during the Cold War era. I don't get too technical on you, but there's a reason why we have the same exact snow-making capability in the military. Some of that technology is classified, we're taking pieces off to help Snow Magic. Snow Magic is doing really well, by the way. They just got a contract with Disney. They're in Columbia, they're growing. Their technology's come a long way since 2006 when they had a disastrous exercise at the mountain.
Anyway, I don't think anybody up here in the Northeast is using it.
No, I don't think so either.
Where are you guys starting out your ticket prices?
I think yesterday I think they said $29 right now. Yeah, it's only because we only have half the mountain open.
Yeah.
Obviously, you'll probably go up around $10 max on the high side. Those are the weekend prices, so I'm sure that the weekday prices are cheaper. I'm not an expert. I know one thing. we know the next 2 years are gonna be a loss. So let's take that maximum loss and keep it. If we're gonna lose money, let's just keep losing. So the cost of the tickets that we're gonna get is not a big deal. When Tenny was open last, they had 58,000 visitors. And we're only looking at possibly 30,000 this year. We're not really trying to kill it. We really don't want it. It's designed for 3,000 people a day, this infrastructure. We'll be happy with 300. But we're not trying to kill it the next first couple of years because we have a lot of other challenges that we're still working on.
So who is Tenny technically owned by? Federal government?
Owned by me.
As a what, as a private company?
We work as a private company. It's an LLC with a holding company. Under the holding company is 3 other technology companies. One Secure Access that specializes in military robotics and weapon systems. The other one is Natural Waters, specializing in water reclamation and sourcing. And the third company is Third Rail Wireless, which was the first wireless multi-band company back in 1996. That's one of the other features that we offer out of the mountains. Under the Third Rail, we have national frequencies or spectrum that are very expensive. When you go to mountains, everybody here knows about Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is limited how far to transmit, it's unreliable. A lot of these small snow-making companies and snow guns want to become more reliable, but now you gotta run a fiber optic cable all over the mountain, or try to do it wirelessly, and it's just inherently not a good technology to use. And we actually have technology that they get a license from us to actually achieve that. We put security cameras up, better monitoring of water flow meters on their snowmaking equipment. Enough that companies like HDK and DMAC Lemco, their systems are intelligent enough not to overlap each other and have whales, keeping the cost down so when snow boomers go around, they're not constantly pushing too much snow. So that's what our structure is all about.
I have a question. Who are you gonna have working there, and what kind of services are you gonna have this year, or is it just?
That's a great question as well. There's an unlimited amount of people that keep coming to us, and I'm not trying to be arrogant. We specialize in mobilization of the military, moving 25,000 troops in 2 weeks and so on. We understand infrastructure and how to get a job done. What I don't want to do is we have so many people, and I want feedback. As a scientist, we live off of feedback. The problem is that the feedback has been the same for the last 4 developers that have been up there. They keep making the same mistake. They're people that owned it before were biased because they were skiers. We're not. We're looking at everything from a functional standpoint. It has to work as a business, and we can't have biases towards what we're trying to do. So in saying that, we have a lot of former military folks that are helping us and working with us because they want the opportunity to work on the technology. But we're also working, like I mentioned, with Plymouth State University, with their human resources and tourism group to actually grab and find the people that we need where we lack. Kind of an overlap of ski patrol. I'll use them as an example. We were using military medics, first responders that are trained and we administrate medication right there. We're actually putting a helicopter pad on our property as well, so we have an evac out there because 4 of our guys are pilots and 2 of them own a helicopter. And we want a little bit different advising. So to answer your question, this is my problem is I have too sophisticated of a staff and too under to come up to speed for this year. So we're trying to maximize it by working with other mountains. I'm working with Ross from McIntyre's, Chris from Pat's Peak stepping up, general manager of Pat's Peak. I have Keith Sutherland, who 44 years in the industry, just retired from Waterville, and Tim Feaster, known worldwide. He was the #1 lift guy, who I paid $200 an hour for to fix the lifts this last year. I'm paying for a lot of money. That group is actually my senior advisor group that's actually looking for the right folk to run the operation.
So they're recruiting sort of for your area, the key people that you want to have on board.
I try not to get involved in the operations, to keep the infrastructure separate from the operations, because I'm too detailed oriented. I'll never find the right person. So we're all about safety, as you probably know, on the military side, especially when, I hate to say, the risk management side of the military is 10 times more than any commercial market.
Have you considered like AMC, people working for the Appalachian Mountain Club or anything like that?
How about this? No, because I don't come from this industry, I know nothing about that. And that's why that committee I just mentioned, they're doing the homework for us, because we're naive to operate the mountain. We'll be the first to admit that. And we're very lucky that we have Mountain Guard's insurance company, or the agent, that's working with us so closely, helping us come up with the right policies and programs that we need, that we lack, because mountains have been shut down forever, and the world's changed in the last 6 years.
So what about things like cafeteria, rentals, instruction?
Great question. What we've done this year is we're not gonna have any daycare, we're not gonna have any rentals, you can call in advance. We're working with Plymouth Ski and Skate, down in the Plymouth Center. They were the last group that actually ran the shop there. They will have a trailer there, so all we're doing is diverting to people that have done this before. It's gonna be basically a no frills. Yes, we have a restaurant going in, the Coliseum Restaurant out of Salem, Massachusetts, New Hampshire. Nebo Tedesca will be operating the restaurant. That will be finished probably in 2 weeks. The bar should be scheduled actually to open next week. So there will be a restaurant, there will be a bar. If you've been to Tenny, it's basically the same footprint. And again, we weren't scheduled to open this year, so we didn't change much except for a massive overhaul of bathrooms and a massive overhaul of the kitchen. The kitchen was totally cut off, ripped out, everything's 100% new. Same with the bathrooms.
With the latest technology.
You mean flush toilets?
No fluorescent lights. No fluorescent lights, they're all LED lights. We can, it's actually scheduled 3 weeks out for a test right during the Christmas time period. It's just,
We can't make snow.
we won't be making snow on that side, unfortunately.
Maybe snow only on the flip side.
Only on the flip side, is, the Tubman Park area, the ski area. If we had a winter like last year, it was amazing how deep the snow was up there. But it came late. Towards
You
the
know,
peak.
it's funny about how you became Sir Michael?
Well, I am Sir Michael Bouchard of the Knights of Malta of St. John's. And the Supreme Knight, which you probably all know, is the Pope and the Supreme Priest of the Jewish population. And the Knights of Malta, all orders fall into the Order of the Purple Heart, Order of the Red Cross, and so on. In order to become a knight, you have to be recognized of humanitarian projects. And I'm recognized for all the development of armor, vest, material processes, and so on that we've given to our soldiers over the years. And now, everything that I touch and do is related to humanitarian projects. The water sourcing, the energy saving, the economic development that we're actually doing. Tenny's much more than just getting a ski mountain online. There's hotels going in, there's huge facilities being built, there's an economic piece that we're working with the town and the county on. That's basically how it was.
Do you have summer plans for the mountain?
Yes! Hold on. I hate to use the word destination, I feel like it's overused. But yes, we have some summer plans. The winter, let me go from winter into spring and fall. The transaction into winter, spring, and fall, we actually have dog sledding up there that they actually do in the fall and springtime as well. That's what maybe she has over 100 dogs. That's really big. I didn't really know how big of an event that is to go and get a ride on sled with dogs, or chariot dogs on it. In the summertime, we have multiple venues planned. They're planned for 3 to 4 years out. And I'll take a step back. I mentioned to you about all the housing capability we have. That's because we have all the sewage infrastructure put in. When you get into amphitheaters, the change in the whole entertainment industry, when you look at concerts, they're going from an indoor environment to an outdoor environment. And they want to be outside the city. The problem is when you go outside the city and you try to set up a 25 or 50,000 person amphitheater, you can't get this. The first thing they look at is sanitation licenses. You can't get enough sanitation equipment in there to handle 3,000 cars that have 50,000 people. At Tenny, we're lucky. The last 4 years, we've been doing the research, we've been looking at and working with folks like Live Nation, Ticketron, which is owned by Dawn Law Productions, and Ticketron. We're looking at putting an amphitheater up there, 2 of them actually. One down at the bottom portion of the mountain for up to say 35,000 folks. That's a really big schedule. It's 3 big
Jeez.
stages. And that's what we're talking 3 or 4 years out based on success. The other amphitheater would be right under lift 1 of the Hornet, right off the bar side, and that's for 3,000 people. What's gonna happen is if we go with the folks on this side of the house, will be mostly country type music, like 1 or 2 events a year. That's 3 weeks long. It's not something that's every night and so on. These are just 2 off events a year. But something really unique has come along. We have an opportunity to also build the first outdoor IMAX theater. Because of the education community we have there with 6,200 students that are 5 minutes away, and the way we're set up and structured as a natural goal, it just seems to be a logical thing to do. Something new, something different. So now you have a real reason to go to Tenny in the summertime, not just for the same old music type content. IMAX is mostly educational film. So that's what we're looking at doing. It's a lot. It's all phased. I don't know if you see everything that's very logical, and none of these phases depend on the other. If we choose not, if we have a failure on one, it doesn't weigh down the rest of the operation. It's very well thought out. It took us 4.5 years to get to this point.
Well, when did you buy it?
We bought it, we started evaluating at the end of 2011, and it took us that long to pull the trigger in 2014, November. There was a lot of due diligence that had to take place. And we had no idea we were going to grab turn the snowmaking on, the ski mountain portion of it on. I'll tell you a quick story. I told you, we fell in love with the people and the population up there because we kept on eating, we're up there doing ground tests and so on. And the decision that pushed me over the edge was I was driving with my Humvee, and I had the big trailer on the back, and it was snowing, it was Sunday. I was cutting through Plymouth. We blew a tire on the trailer right next to the fire station, and the fire guys came out, opened up the doors, said, "Pull it over here." We dragged the trailer over there, and they, in their t-shirts, got under there, they jacked it up, and went and they grabbed the tire down at Tractor Supply. They didn't know who we were. That was it. That type of a community I wanted to be a part of. I have a bias towards first responders since we design a lot of equipment that they use. So it was really nice to have people that care for strangers. So that made us decide to buy it at that point. That was in November of last year.
So do you think the community is going to go for the amphitheater and stuff? How do you feel your relationship is?
That's a great question. The problem that we have in Plymouth, and the answer to your question is yes, we're working with all the town administration and so on. The issue you have in Plymouth being so small, when you take the federal property out of it and national property, we purchase 23% of the town of Plymouth. Plymouth has nowhere to go to build up our infrastructure build up, and because the college is growing so quick, they keep losing huge tax base to the college. Because once the college, through eminent domain, starts taking property over, they're losing all those buildings that they had as a tax source, so the taxes have to go up. So we, because we have our own infrastructure, roadway we control, sewage and water on the mountain already, the town is begging us to build a huge amphitheater / huge 700 unit facility up there for the schools and units in general. Every unit we put up, they don't have to put a penny in it. They don't have to build sewage. They just start charging taxes, $3,000 to $4,000. It's a great deal for them. So it's really hard for them to say no. Plus, we're far enough out of the town. We're not in the town that affects. Plymouth is old school, old money, and they don't want their little rotary area upset, and that's great because we're way over here at the end of Tenny Mountain Highway. 5 minutes right off, not bothering anybody. Great, we're free to do what we want and bring in lots of tax revenue.
Yeah, more. So, you don't know how to ski. You don't know how to snowboard. You know how to snow tube?
I tried it. Yeah.
All right, I'll challenge you to a race. Snow tube race.
I
Where are you from?
Texas.
Oh my
Well, believe that? I'm from Chelsea. I was born at Chelsea Naval Hospital. Lived in the High. I'm from the North Shore. I worked at the laboratories for 6 years, walking away. I'm a local.
Really? This is great.
I've been following on Facebook. I've skied Tenny for many years. My brother has a place up there, so I look forward to being able to use his place because he's in Puerto Rico.
The property values are already recovered. The property values, they're 22% undervalued, the property value up there, and now they're about 15, 18% overvalued. So we just, our presence is causing a little bit of economic positive growth there. 17 units up for sale. The day we bought it, they're all sold off within a month. Question? Oh, yeah, they love me.
After sitting listening to you and learning what your business model is, something entirely different than what I thought. But was the EB-5 program ever under consideration?
The EB-5 program was such a huge consideration that we actually were becoming an EB-5 regional center. And we were working with Meredith Bank, Guaranteed Co-op, and all the local banks around that we would actually put up the money to help smaller businesses get access to that EB-5 funding. The issue is, and you'll notice that on the Facebook page, I mentioned that we're 3 months behind schedule. We had some setbacks. And one of the setbacks is, and I hate to say, is we unfortunately scammed. We hired a law firm, or a group that were EB-5 experts to come in, paid them lots of money to bring us through the licensing process and so on. And that was never their intent. And intent was actually let us build it and take away the equity, sweat equity that we put into the mountain. So it's kind of a coup that was taking place. That's been resolved. The Attorney General's office got involved. But for this year, all the money is actually deep pocket money. People that we know from the industry that are working with us. I put up the first money, obviously. I put up the first money and prove that you do certain milestones. And then the other folks will get involved. We have some big, 2 other nights that are involved. Sir Denny Masad, Denny Chevrolet out of Worcester. He owns Commerce Bank. He owns Tabletop Pie, Little Pies.
Ooh. You know what's for dessert?
He's 87 years old. He's worth $5.2 billion, and
Wow.
he follows what we're doing. One of the everything I told you is realistic. Now, if you ask us, what is the pipe dream? What is the big? If we had the best of all worlds, I don't know if any of you remember that during 72, 73, and 74, the Japanese owned the mountain. And on the backside of the mountain is where the casinos were on the mountain. It's 40,000 acres on the backside of the mountain. So our dream is obviously to have something up at the top, 1,000-person convention center that's not really attached to the mountain, totally separate. And then be able to, in addition, to have the skiing on the backside of the mountain. The backside of the mountain is really nice. It's not a steep slope. It's got a really nice grade to it. But that's, if we're successful, that's what we'd like to do.
So your website's not up and running. How do we stay in touch with you?
That's an excellent question. The reason why the website's not up and running is a great reason behind it. One of the other companies that I deal with, we do data vaulting, disk storage technology, GP, DMC, and Lenovo, and so on. We have the ability to have a really state-of-the-art, but the PUC, working with the tourism and marketing group, asked, basically, we're in agreement to try to do 100% social media. Just use the Facebook page we have for 18 months. And what's happening is it's actually been so successful that we're actually working with Facebook now to have actually website threads that are interfaced to it. So we don't actually have to develop a website. Our Facebook page is the website. So it's been raw and dirty right now to this date. It's because of, we haven't hired any marketing. It's been a total experiment, what we've been doing, real dirty. And I can't, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
That last post we put up, we had 60,000 people in 3 days just commenting on it. So if we get a lot of exposure, and that's enough. Like I said, I don't want to have 3,000 people a day there. That's not, we're trying to keep it family oriented. That's really important. I'm not trying to make these big boulevards on the mountain and just be a production house. I'm trying to keep it family oriented, keep the traditional New England ski trails, narrow, long, windy trails. I don't want to have 3,000 people destroying the snow. Yeah.
So you're not going to re-architect the trails then?
They're gonna be left alone, and I'm glad you brought trail design. A lot of people don't realize the trail design goes very close with snowmaking design and lift design. It's not as easy as just dropping in a quad and having a high-speed 1-minute lift up to the top. It offsets so many other variables that a trail system is designed around. So the reason why we chose not to upgrade the Hornet is we felt we'd get a bigger bang by putting a new lift system in on new trails and new snowmaking elsewhere, and just leave that alone, leave that traditional system around. Let it leave it. It's functioning, yeah. If you want a slow ride, go on that slow ride. But if you want something fast, here are the new trails, they're designed. Thank you. No questions? I'm here, so.
Thank you.